Hey guys, welcome. I'm just trying to find something real quick. I think you guys' Lilith is interfering with your Chiron. And then you have Hygeia at play. So I'm gonna explain all this, why men are kind of kooky right now. So look for the timestamp. I'm just trying to see. I'm just looking at something just looked weird. Because okay. I know I gotta get to Sagittarius too and Capricorn. But for 3 days now, this keeps coming to me. Let me see if I can get what's going on. Like if your Lilith was in Gemini. So you'd be more curious, very sharp tongue, which not everyone will appreciate. As the twins explain, the greatest weapon is your mind, and you know how to use it. You make an excellent communicator, writer, or speaker, but you do have the tendency to run hot or cold regarding situations. So it does look like I can do that. I've been having dreams. I had every time I came on, I could hear. It was just a lot, so I just gave it a little time. I just gave it a little time. If you guys are new and just kind of popping on because you happen to like the title captured you, got like a little antenna, little whoop de doo. Oh, I got sidetracked. If you're new and you're just popping on, there's always a timestamp, okay? I am gonna get right into this though, because I have other reads to get done. But I have been having like phone calls from children. I don't know if your crowns, this is going to be obviously an activation video at the same time. I don't know how that's going to work for you. There's definitely going to be downloads. And not to say that this isn't going to be women either, okay? Because if you have a lot of masculine in your chart, it can work that way too, especially depending on if your planet is more of a yin or yang. But again, welcome. I've had so many people call me out of the blue. Stories, the paranoia with the masculine energy right now. And again, they can be feminine, but right now it tends to be the masculine because of the alignment of the planets. And there's a reason why this is happening. I don't know the next time the Lilith plays part. It's like this super moon. So I mean, it's always here. Not everybody has a Lilith in your chart either. It's not what I wanted. Okay, so Lilith in astrology is known as the Black Moon or the unseen planet. She's associated with intuition, psychic abilities, and hidden knowledge. Lilith is also believed to be the most powerful feminine forces, one that can also be dangerous. In many ways, she represents the shadow of natures. She's connected to the inner shadow, and there's a lot of shadow work that needs to be done, right? And it's also putting your foot down, setting boundaries, and it knows how to express anger. So I know people's Liliths are playing a part right now. I just don't, not everybody has one. So right now it's going to be harder. It's going to be harder for the masculine, especially if they don't have that placement. Okay. It could be called the dark moon. It's the point in your chart that eliminates, the bad bitch, the shadow side. So, what I'm going to do before I do a quick reading, for those who know what it is, like meaning where it is in your chart, like mine's kind of, it's in Gemini, but it's where it's placed is also like next to Scorpio. It's very hard to explain. Explanation of Lilith by Zodiac. So I'm going to read these off to you. Again, it's associated with feminine power, the nature, wild nature, primal energy. It's in your birth chart. It's revealed. It's what you should tap into, because it's what it is what It's your untapped potential, your assets, your independence. Not your assets, what you assert, how you assert your independence. Okay. Sometimes they'd be archetypal, rebellious women, unfiltered, so all sorts of stuff. So I don't know. I think because when it comes to past life energy that's here too, it also is tremendous power, though, expressed by sacrifice. I know there's a lot of people experiencing a past life situation. So I'm going to do... Let me see if I can get to the Zodiacs. I know I can do it. I'm going to check this website out. You can Google how do you find it, because I just want to get to the reading. Promotion Society, having a black moon in Aries is a disadvantage. Okay. So basically at the end of the day, I'm going to use this website. Basically at the end of the day, why the masculine energy is the way it is, which is not really, it's not excusable. I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling you so maybe you can try to relate. It doesn't necessarily help the situation though. Okay. But the amount of people who have called me, like one of my friends, her boyfriend is like, there's a condom missing. And one of her boys could have took it, right? Like, we never know. And the boys said no. So he's more like blaming her as if she cheated or something. He's all fucked up in the head over it. And it's like, well, how would you even know a condom was missing? Well, because before I left, I checked this. And when I came back, like months later, I checked again and I know there was 5. So there was already a trust issue and massive paranoia before this energy even peaked. Get what I'm saying? So now it's like, my other friend is like, her hormones on her end are fucking raging. Like, oh, you don't fucking trust me. I thought it was like this, like that. Like, why would I cheat? Blah, 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 blah. I brought you into the boys' life. Like, that's just one example. Then you have obsessiveness. Okay, where it's like, hey, like, so this is going to hit in so many different forms. It's just a matter of where that placement is in their chart. Okay, so I also got to figure out what deck I want to use. It can be sabotaging energy. Yeah. Especially if you don't know much about your Lilith. Okay. But again, not everybody has a Lilith. But I just know the Lilith is playing part right now. Okay. I actually do have a deck of astrology cards. I don't know if I'm going to get much from it right now. But I also has to do with lunar energies. And we do have the lunar eclipse coming in, right? So again, guys, this is all because of the alignment. Yeah, we have the partial solar lunar eclipse on the 25th with the vortexes. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot right now. We're trying to wrap up Saturn. All right, let me just put you over here. Yeah, again, not everybody has one. But I will explain. We'll get into this. And this energy is gonna last a little while. This is something like that needs to be sorted out on their own, right? So let's see. I've been having dreams. So right now, she's 15, 15. Okay. The masculine planets are Sun, Sun, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, technically Pluto. But Pluto is also known as the Dark Mother, but is also linked to Saturn. Okay. The feminine energy is Venus, Neptune, and the moon. We just had a full moon, which I think is triggering this energy. And we're stepping into the Pluto energy. Venus already went retro. Pluto is Scorpio, right? And that happened on the 8th. Okay. We're on the 12th now, right? So that makes sense. Mars is about to kick in. It's been playing a big part anyway. This is something that needs to be like reined in before it goes direct, before it goes retro. Okay. Not really Mercury, Uranus, all that is more like a neutral, like a neuter. There's no nothing. But it's ironic because right here when I scorpited, when I chatted all this, the big players was Mars, Jupiter, couple things in Pisces, couple things in Scorpio, and Saturn will go direct on the 22nd. So this energy is like a little cuckoo. Okay. But again, Mars, first house, we got Aries, another masculine energy. Okay. And I want to say when I did this read, I talked about the masculine energy, not realizing it would be affected like this. Okay. So the sun also being in Libra right now is about balance, it's about a lot of things. Okay. And then we just talked about Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. And those are all big players for the next couple weeks. Okay. Pluto went direct. Just because something goes direct, it doesn't mean it's going to get easier, because you have the other things that are redirect. So when Pluto went direct and the energy is not situated, it's going to throw you all off course. Okay. I know the Chiron and the Hygeia right now. Okay. The Chiron is masculine and the Hygeia is feminine. And the Hygeia wants the masculine energy to align physically and mentally to better themselves. Okay. So Chiron and Hygeia are conjunct right now, and they will be for a little while. And now the Lilith wants to play a part, because the Lilith is the feminine power, it's the feminine energy. It's wild, it's primal. Okay. That's where it's like they have to go in and find that untapped potential that they have, especially those who have been in their ego or just always is more masculine. So this is like, so for a lot of masculines that are like raging or they're showing how this and that, they're completely out of sorts. They don't know how to balance the yin and the yang. Okay. And then with Venus retroing and not going direct until November, is in the 6th house, which is Capricorn, but then that's also ruled by Saturn. So there's karma there linked to Venus, and we all know Venus, if you will, is your health, your sexuality, it's your household, it's you name it, it's beauty. Okay. And then the Lilith is the dark moon, which is even just as powerful. You got the dark mother, which is the moon, but this is, so it's like an extra whole other untapped and way out in the atmosphere. Okay. That's making it real obvious for men. So women, if you're dealing with men that are cranky or out of sorts, this is what's happening right now, because with Chiron and Hydria conjunct themselves, okay, um, it doesn't know what to do. Chiron is really more masculine, and again, the Hygieia wants the masculine. It like forces the masculine to align with the physical and mental aspects of themselves, the inner feminine that a lot of men won't tap into. It makes them feel weak or whatever the case is. We all know it goes way deeper than just that, right? So I think because Pluto went direct, thank you. And I think because Pluto went direct, this is kind of what triggered it. And it went direct on the 8th, but I'm being told the 6th. Okay. So it's also in the 9th, the house, Pluto in the 9th house right now, and also Scorpio, 8th house. Okay. 9th. Got 2 of them though. It's the higher octane too. So Jupiter, Venus, and Neptune, again, are the feminine. And Neptune feminine energy can be like, whoo, and then you got the moon, right? So like, fucking Lord, like women are definitely tapped into their emotions, but it's the rage, it's like a projected rage that needs to defend themselves however it is they do towards the masculine right now in their energy, because what it's gonna do is really push the women away. But the men are feeling lost. Like they don't like they're like, what the fuck is happening right now? Well, the alignment is, and I'm telling you, the planets are trying to align you, the yin and the yang. Like it needs to be aligned. And this is kind of definitely learning the hard way. And for those who have already learned this, it's still like you're still gonna get checked here and there every couple days for the next few weeks. Okay. Check, 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 check. This is not something you can avoid. And we had a full moon right around the same exact time as Pluto went direct. And going into Scorpio. Oh, geez. Yeah. So it's like they have to tap in to that Venus side, and it's very uncomfortable, and it's making the masculine energy feel some type of way, really fucked up. But so if you're not getting the anger, you're going to get more of the ego. Okay. So that's what's happening right now. I really don't feel the need to do a read on the feminine, because it's your side that's going to, I don't know how it's going to affect you. It's how you react. But because you're working with the Lilith, we just had the full moon. Venus just went, well, Venus is still retro, but it's playing a part right now where it's at with Saturn, and Saturn's all about lessons and certain how you, but the Lilith is about how you handle it, but it's also asserting your own independence. Like, so say for instance, the last story I told you, that's why she was like, well, do I need to give you an ultimatum here? Like, are you going to leave? Because you're causing me I'm just as distraught as you are, because you think I cheated, or I would waste my time and do this, or you know what I'm saying? So it's for those who are like coupled, this is kind of a tough time for the couples. Okay. Because it's definitely, some might be like, oh, you're so freaking insensitive right now, but like, it's just going to be a tough time if you're in a partnership. So just kind of bear with it. Okay. Do your best to bear with it. So that's kind of what's going on, is not really having a choice. The masculine energy, and especially if you have a lot of masculine energy, you really don't have a choice. You got to find out, you have to tap into the yin and the yang. You have to find the balance. Okay. And not yang yang. But again, It's not like, oh, I need to find out where my Lilith is or my Chiron or Hygeia. Like, not necessarily. Okay. But majority of my people watch are feminine. And again, if you're masculine, it can be the opposite. You're dealing with somebody who's more feminine or more masculine, okay? So, the Lilith in Aries, okay? So, this doesn't mean if you don't, half of you don't even know where your Lilith is or sits unless you have your chart, right? And again, not everybody has one. But I'm feeling compelled, which is weird. I don't usually use that word, to read this to you. So, yeah, if you're dating an Aries or a Taurus, you know, to me, it's not like, oh, maybe they relate with that. They can, but it's not really like that because not everybody has one, but it is kind of like that, is what I'm being told. So maybe you can equate this to their sun sign. I would think more their moon, but my moon's in Capricorn and my Lilith is in Gemini, right? But I'm being told you can take the sun or the moon right now. So I don't know what that's about. It could just be because where the planets are positioned that we're able to do this, because typically you wouldn't be able to do that, guys. So maybe this will help. Sounds like Max is in heat. Okay, on Aries, with so much emphasis, we put personal branding on our self-promotion when it comes to society. Having the Black Moon Lilith in Aries puts you at a disadvantage. You know that your true identity and individuality can't be packaged or tied up into a near little bow, and you want to show the world that you're not messy and nothing's chaotic part of yourself. You are both an amazing entrepreneur and a unique point of view that comes to you effortlessly, and also someone who deeply struggles with your image or what people think. What is it to be somebody anyway? ? You can find your balance through partnerships that reflect your ideas and values back to you. Seek out the people who aren't afraid to respond when you ask hard questions, even though it might be hard to ask. Taurus. In the sign and earthly delights, the touch, the delicious home cooking, where your Lilith is. You're truly the goddess here on earth. You care less about material possessions and more like long-term sustainability. As a kid, you are likely to thrive during the class nature trips and composing units with science class. And although you know what objects are truly special, your grandmother wedding ring, for example, you realize that possessions aren't what makes you happy. It's the humans that are living on the borrowed land of the future of the children rather than what's inherited from ancestors. Sometimes your thoughts feel like you're outcasted when all of your friends are talking about the latest shopping sprees, home upgrades, and frivolous splurges. Instead of judging them or calling them wasteful, remember that things are meant to be shared. Looks like you guys got a little easier than Aries there. Lilith and Gemini, or the third house. Okay, and we know that would be why. 1, 2, 3. So it's Libra, Scorpio. I wonder how those oppose. Okay, Lilith and Gemini. You know better than anyone when it comes to communication or the game you want to win. The Lilith and Gemini, you're a free spirit and it comes to getting your ideas there. You're never shy about sending emails or sending a boss a text at 3 a.m. replying to certain things. Typing or spilling your guts on Instagram story equates to something. Okay, they're telling me to go back. So I'm going to do it this way. I don't know why. I should have just listened to my intuition. Okay. So, Lilith, I'm going to go around again. Lilith in Aries. Strong, ambitious, and you strive to be independent at an early age. You have a high self-esteem. The Lilith is here to give you and show you self-confidence. What makes you particularly attractive? The Black Moon Lilith in Aries is extremely competitive and has a strong drive to win. Fiercely competitive and independent. When crossed, you can be ruthless and aggressive. A certain bond can sometimes become dangerous. In Taurus, a sense of security could feel violated. You can feel like it's not safe. You might not be having fun. You might not be happy. You might not feel beautiful. Some people with this placement grew up in an environment where material pleasures were denied or shamed. So you could be feeling insecure or violated in this energy. Gemini has felt shame for speaking too much or too little when it comes to their intelligence or social skills. They may be wary of people who seem to be indulgent in these ways, who are social butterflies or talk too much or seem to want to flaunt their intelligence would be a turnoff. They're quick-minded, elegant, but they don't know how to share with others sometimes, and they could be afraid to ask. Doesn't really sound like a Gemini, does it? Lilith in Cancer suggests that you feel extremely vulnerable and lacking nurturing as a child. It can be hard to ask or accept when it comes to this placement. There can be fears when it comes to feeling like you're burdening others. The Lilith in Cancer can be insecure and anxious. I feel like I should have looked this up a different way now. Leo indicates that you have to come to terms with who you are. There's lack of self-confidence, while others overcompensate with behavioral arrogance or selfishness. The Lilith is hard to integrate because of the rebellious nature. Virgo can have an obsessive perfectionist or hypercritical regarding hygiene. In the bedroom, where it's a sexual servant, she enjoys disregarding sex, but however, this can be a struggle too, as the Lilith and Virgo sometimes suffer from sexual shame or repression. You also have a tendency to judge people or judge yourself too much. Well, I wouldn't have thought that would have came in with Lilith and Virgo, right? So, Libra, your heart-shaped hole in your soul. You're hungry for love, but you can't get enough. And no matter how much someone tries to love you, there's a tendency that your shadow keeps getting mirrored back to you. You don't trust these, and it's hard to maintain harmony with this placement. Scorpio. Nothing taboo to you. In fact, that's where you find your comfortability in driving your own with others. Emotional deaths and skeletons filled of closets does not faze you. You embrace the power of taking risk, especially financial ones. You can have the tendency to change others, but resist changing yourself. If you're a little immature, people who have this placement seem to be more domineering and like to push ideas towards you. Sagittarius, this is fiercely independent, unconventional, and idealist. You need that the need to feel that independence could go as far as complete refusal to intimacy or any type of relationship that has to do with a bond. A Sagittarius needs to be independent so she can exercise the feminine power. The Lilith in Capricorn suggests you desire perfection and completeness as you struggle for reaching towards it. Unexpected hurdles along the path. You may have a natal black moon Lilith in Capricorn. You likely have issues with structure and hierarchy and authority. In Aquarius, you're a true rebel according to the twins. You're an old soul with a visionary spirit and like to do things your way. Nothing wrong with being yourself. Of course, you might feel a bit like an outsider sometimes. Freedom comes at a cost after all. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. Okay. She can be a rebel, outspoken, obsessed with freedom. Is her word against the world. It's important that she learns how to deal with her karmic duty. And I keep saying she because it's a feminine energy, guys. It's a very dominating feminine energy. Lilith and Pisces, you feel lost in a dream or a world of your own. During the day and night, the twin notes, you enjoy the fantasy world more than the reality. Think of your vivid imagination because of this. Make sure you see people for who they are rather than what they are projecting towards you. Sounds like that can be a little tricky. I feel like some of that stuff felt really off. I'm trying to take care of that. Just hoping it doesn't take them another 2 months to situate it. Okay, so you could be trying a compatibility chart. I wanted to come out weird. I'm not really sure. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but again, with the Sun, Mars, and Jupiter and Saturn and everything where it's placed, and Pluto just going direct. Okay. So wowee. I didn't expect that. Jupiter rules your path of fortune. It's the X in your chat. Jupiter represents luck, learning, and growth. It's associated with long-distance travel, higher education, philosophy, publishing, scholarly pursuits, fairness, reason. No one stays put for long. Jupiter moves around seeking knowledge in order to cultivate and understand. Jupiter is also associated with gambling, and it may act on the whim to place a bet or even win big. As the result, its lucky ability to gain success swiftly. Jupiter changes zodiac signs every year and a half. And right now, is it in Sag? Or is it in the 7th house? I thought it was in Gemini. Is Jupiter in Sagittarius right now? No, it's the ruling planet right now, though. Oh, wait, it is. But it could be associated with 2 planetary rulers. Okay, that's why I was pulled to the 9th and the 5th house. Jupiter in Sag is one of the luckiest placements because of the planet being docile. Works very well together. It's a very fortunate energy. This placement is like power. So I don't know where your Sag is now, if you want to work with Jupiter. But I thought it was in Pisces. Why does what sign is Jupiter in right now? So it rules Sag and Pisces, but it's actually in Leo? No, it's currently in Pisces. Wow. It will finally conclude its retrograde November 23rd. Once direct, they will officially say au revoir to Pisces until the year of 2023. December 2022, it will go into Aries. I don't even know why I looked that up or why it's significant. I feel like there's something with Gemini there. So, pot of fortune. Okay, so this is the planet of luck, growth. Watch your weight too when Jupiter kicks in. But also pot of fortune because it loves to expand every aspect of your life. Okay, this is when certain transits take place in eclipses. Okay, this is the pot of fortune that points to a birth chart and reveals the sign of the house where you can find happiness, spirit, prosperity, mental, emotional, physical, and material. In most birth charts, the part of the fortune is denoted with an X and is calculated using 3 points of your ascendant, moon, and sun. If you were born during the day, you can locate the part of the fortune that points using the following degrees of your chart: your ascendant plus your moon slash sun. If you were born during the night, you can calculate part of fortune using ascendant, moon plus sun. Or you can just go to Cafe Astrology and punch in the information, and this will all get printed out for you. Okay. So I'm just shocked that this is out because of the energy. So it's almost like hitting the lucky scratch ticket or something. It's like, or meeting the love of your life. So with Chiron and Hygeia, like trying to find that balance with the feminine energy because of where Venus is at as well. Okay, especially before it goes direct. Because when all of these start going direct, you need to be in alignment. The frequencies need to match other frequencies in order to mesh. So this is almost like I'm going to use this deck, and it's like the energy is ruining almost these opportunities. So we do have that lunar eclipse and pot of fortune. So you must be dealing with somebody or yourself that has this. So if it's like, oh, my part is in Sag, seems even luckier, right? But it's not like that because every month, in whether you have a full moon in Cancer, it doesn't matter. Every couple days, the moon is shifting. Okay, transits, and there's an eclipse. So they want some of these masculine lined up by the 25th of October. I'm telling you, this is going to be a little chaotic for a couple weeks for some masculine that cannot get in tune with their femininity. You know, masculines do not like to be vulnerable unless they have complete trust and comfortability with somebody. And from what I've been reading for a while and what I've been seeing going on and hearing and with the lineup, you're going to find more of them not being in tune with the feminine energy that is being forced. It's like a force to reckon with. It has nothing to even do with you. It's just they need to align the right way, because if it's not aligned the right way and this person doesn't push through the shadow and certain shit, they're just not going to ascend. Life's just going to be harder for this energy. So, and then also it's also like that lunar energy too of 1025 going to 11/8. So there's lots of vortexes in between those 2 to 5 weeks I was talking about when I first did the Mayan calendar, when we had that big read. So it's just wanting to align so something beautiful can happen in their life. So there's a lot of childhood trauma and shit that needs their attention. And it's ironic because I did mention that, like, they look at you as their mother, or it's not a good thing. I want to say good thing or bad thing. It's not a good thing, because they want that nurturing from you. But they can't just have it. It just doesn't work that way. It was taken, right, with their attitude and behavior, whatever the case may be. But there's also mommy daddy issues. So I guarantee they're going to be talking more to the masculine energy, because the masculine's going to feel more empowered, but they don't know what to do with the energy. So it's going to come off as like arrogant or psychopathic or fucking anger issues, punching shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think there's mommy issues here. Like, you remind somebody of their mother, and if they had a bad upbringing, that's not a good thing for somebody to relate you to their mother, because that's what I'm being told, and that's not good, because then they just want to suck on the tit even longer. Fuck that shit. So the men might be cuckoo. Like, you might have to give an ultimatum. I was even telling my friend, like, it doesn't mean you have to, but your fucking hormones are raging now, because maybe you thought this was your person. You guys were looking for houses, and now all of a sudden it's like, what the actual fuck? You can't trust me? Like, what? Right? So this is new energy for the masculine. It's always been there, but because of the alignment, they have to adapt, guys. So this isn't going to be like an easy transition, but it is going to pay off for those who push through and clear what needs to be cleared, because Saturn's here. So there's karma behind this too. Jupiter started went retro in July. To me it's because it wants to go. To me it's because it wants to go direct. Okay. And Pluto went direct, and Saturn's going direct. So it's like tip-top shape, okay? Could be dealing with a Pisces, Pisces and Mercury's, Aries. Okay, that's an asteroid. But Pisces is the fish. We do have a couple placements with Pisces right now in regards to even Jupiter. Okay. We don't really need to worry about Mercury right now. I know from like October 2nd to the 16th. So it's playing a little role, but it's not as strong. Okay. But it does rule communication. So Pisces symbolizes the fish. Pisces are full of compassion and kindness, the most spiritualist and physically connected to all of the zodiac wheel, approaching life from any space and faith, empathy, intuitive gentleness, selfishness, humanitarians who feel tremendous pain for the world and the problems, but they may not be great at communicating their own pain or needs. Representing by the planet of Neptune, Pisces are powerful, connected to the sea, and enjoying spending time in the water. Now, I know a lot of signs can be that way, so to me, they're not the most connected spiritually. It's because it's the highest planet. I don't necessarily agree with that, and neither does Spirit. But Neptune, just got pulled. Neptune again is that neutral, right? So it's not really gender specific here. But then you have the masculine energy because it's attached because we're dealing with the Jupiter. But Mars represents expression, communication. Mars rules with communication, whether through text, emails, phone calls, known for being analytical and curious, which changes signs approximately every 14 days, except when it's retrograde. This can also help you better understand your own thoughts and gain clarity in certain situations that Mercury is known to be a trickster, especially when it comes to retrograde. But Neptune is a watery planet. But then we have water. Well, Mercury too. Aries, the Greek goddess of chaos. The asteroid's energy is associated with disruption, loss, and catastrophic events. In order to fully understand the chaotic Aries lesson, it would take a peek at the planet when she's connecting to and what house she sits on. Do not despair when she shows up in your chart. She may be drawing attention to injustices and imbalances in your life and trying to help you stand up for yourself. So that's an asteroid, but we have the eclipses and the transits. Okay. So this is tricky because now you have also this energy, the goddess of chaos. But this is like, hey, also wanting you to stand up for yourself, which is also like that feminine energy of Hygeia, where it wants you to align with the physical and mental aspects of yourself. Okay. So again, if you're a woman dealing with a masculine and they're experiencing these, it's not really touching the feminine, especially if the feminine's in tune. Because we're dealing with Pluto, Venus, and the moon. Women are like in heaven right now when it comes to feeling secure, when it comes to certain stuff. The only way you're going to feel insecure or something is if a man's projecting something. So it's going to feel more powerful. You're not going to have the same effect. You're just not. It just depends on the situation you're in. And I'm hearing it's more of like Spirit's advice of an ultimatum, because my friends that are going through that, you can't live like that. Who wants to go to bed when you're both angry or crying. One feels really lost. They don't know what's going on. It could be a past life thing going on too. You know what I mean? And then they were trying to look for a house. And then all of a sudden, this is like devastating news to her that he wouldn't believe her. And it's just like everyone has a past. She told him the truth. They were very honest with each other. And it is like coming back to haunt her. So it's her job to situate that if he wants to throw that in her face, because it's unnecessary. Like, how do we go from this to my past to our current situation? So yeah, a lot of men might get kicked out of the fucking house, or they might get the boot during this energy. There might be some breakups, guys, and that's the way it's supposed to be. But something more fortunate will come in. You don't want to be with somebody who's one way and gives half of themselves, right? You don't want to be with somebody who doesn't know how to find the balance, that won't show vulnerability or compassion towards you. And it doesn't matter if they say what's an issue and it's hard. Work on it. It's not. It's all your other issues, especially if somebody reminds you of the mother. I keep hearing that. It's not good. They can associate, you know what they're telling me? This is ironic. I was dating somebody in the past, and their mother always wore stripes. So when I wore stripes, they're like, "Oh, you always remind me of your mother." That's what they, like, spirit just reminded me of. So they could be telling me that person thinks I'm like their mother, or it's that mother nurturing is what they want and crave. But it's like you can't necessarily have that unless that energy is reciprocating, right? And my spiritualists are not going to reciprocate in that energy. But I'm hearing it's more mommy issues, okay? Never forgiving your mother for certain things or the way you were raised. So it's even trickier to maneuver around that energy, especially if their mother was not very loving, all right? It wasn't very nurturing. It's going to be even stronger aspects that take play there. Because this is like not being brave enough to even stand up for yourself. It's like, come on, what are you doing? Time to communicate, get in tuned. Talk about your pain, communicate your pain, use your words. Neptune and Pisces are powerfully connected to the sea. So I don't even feel like it's one of those things like you need to have a little more patience. It's one of those things where you ask me, it needs to be nipped in the fucking butt. And if that means time apart, then fucking time apart. Supermoon. And we just had that. The supermoon is when the full or the new moon or closest point of the Earth of the monthly orbit. When this occurs, the full moon, the moon may appear larger and brighter than usual. The supermoon is full of the moon it's like the moon on steroids, beaming with energy to help you manifest intentions and self-discovery. A supermoon is a great time to practice manifestation spells and rituals. So again, lunar phases. Okay. It's all about just, lining up. You got to line up here. It's only going to benefit energies. Some of the masculine are going to feel like violated, and honestly, guys, all fucked up. And what do? There's nothing you can really do until they figure out what is happening and what needs to be addressed, because Saturn is playing a big part here too, guys. Okay. This whole month is full of things. Women, you are going to flow a little easier. Your periods might be off this month too. You might be a little hormonal, but like not to the point where you're like a raging bitch. Well, you can be, so that's why you got to check that energy. But it's how you're being treated. Full moon. Once a month, it orbits on the Earth exactly between the sun and the moon, resulting in the full moon energy in the phase of the energy of the emotional and the passionate, and you getting ready to release. This is a good time to let go of anything that no longer serves you. The full moon can also shed light on the inner truths, bringing clarity and personal discoveries. The full moon will be across the zodiac of the sun in this phase. For example, if the sun is in Aries, the moon will be in Libra. People who are born during this phase are typically emotionally sensitive and compassionate. We also just did have a full moon, but I believe this one is going to be more beneficial. This one didn't really feel like a full moon. It's probably because of all the other transits in the sky, to be honest with you. Because this moon, I'm telling you, it was great. Didn't hit people like that. Maybe some people, because these are all lunar phases, guys, and this is where this energy is coming from alignment with the Chiron, the Hygeia, the Lilith. Okay, they're all linked to lunar phases, transits, asteroids here too. Okay, so I've been having dreams. I don't know how that song relates to this. Isn't it like jumping on a trampoline or something? I don't know. Well, it's called trampoline. I've been having dreams. Your dreams can be off the charts. There's too many right now as well. Yeah, that fixed sign isn't going to help. And then we got Neptune. Neptune represents inspiration, dreams, illusions. Dreams can become reality. Neptune is present, but you need to be honest with yourselves. Neptune can lead to delusion too, and not going after goals and not being responsible, things not being clear. You may stumble or falter for a little while during this transformation, but things need to transform into reality. Neptune is associated with escapism, drugs, alcohol, tunnel vision, delusion when it comes to matters of love. Neptune changes signs approximately every 14 years. I don't know exactly what Neptune is going into right now, but so that's playing a big factor. I know it's also a feminine energy. And then we have fixed signs here: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Fixed qualities. These signs are stubborn and will not give up a fight. Do not cross a fixed sign. They do not often forgive somebody that has done them wrong. They are dedicated and loyal to the ones that love, and they're fiercely protective. They experience some of the deepest and most long-lasting relationships of all times. Fixed signs with a strong presence are hard to forget. So you might not be a Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or an Aquarius anywhere in your chart. Well, meaning like sun, moon, rising, like the obvious. But you could have more Scorpio, and you could be an Aries sun and a Cancer moon and a Libra rising, but yet you have 4 placements of Scorpio. So you're going to be more fixed than mutable or whatever. You know what does that make sense? So it's kind of telling me here too. And again, I've been having dreams. But it's feminine energy, and this is more fixed. So it's that stubborn energy. They do tend to forgive, but if you wrong them, they do not forget. Again, I have 4 placements of Taurus. I have 4 placements of Scorpio and 4 placements of Gemini in my chart, guys. Okay, so it's a lot. It's a lot. But I'm telling you right now, like when someone's wronged me, they don't often forget those who have done them wrong. So I get that. I thought there was forgiveness there, because we tend to forgive, but no, we don't forget. You know, why should we? Why should we? I was just about to look up something. Neptune, I know it changes every 14 years, and this is a big shift, but it's that feminine energy. Um, I've been having dreams. Okay. What is that? What is it? Trampoline? I've been having dreams song. Yeah, trampoline. Flipping in the air, never landed. The meaning behind this song, Trampoline. Unseen forces that has a power. It's about a beautiful life forgotten in the reality that has passed. The present state of being numb and needing to surrender. And again, I've been having dreams, but I feel like that's like nightmares. That came in the other day. Um, or it's like that paranoia. And or it could be spirit, not really fucking with you, and they're telling you, well, yeah, this energy is moving on. This energy is with somebody else. This, you know what I mean? Like dreams can give you a lot of information. Don't underestimate a fucking dream. Ever. Okay. So I do feel like energies are gonna like pour in, and it's just if somebody cannot tap into your frequency in a very authentic way, and you would know if that energy has the capability of doing that through vulnerability. Okay. It'd be a comfortability thing. Like you would know. Um, Hold on. I feel like Sheldon shit. And I just gotta find it. Buddy, I know you pooping. Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, you are gonna need quite the fucking bath. Wonderful. Just wonderful. All right. And there's ascensions right now too, guys. So please stay hydrated. Dizziness would be the main, feeling like vertigo, things like that. Hydrate, 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 and rest. Okay. And it's ironic because dreams talks about breaking through, surrendering. It's that Neptune energy. But again, yes, don't underestimate a dream. Just be foolish. And I know that sucks if you have dreams of someone cheating and doing that. But that's also, again, don't underestimate it because it's telling you, it's bringing forth your own insecurities in a way. You project that, you're going to think it happens. You have that paranoia. It's going to be even stronger this time with these energies. So if you know somebody has a large ego or mommy issues or issues with vulnerability, I would just, me personally, I wouldn't want to entertain it unless I knew this energy was trying to work with the energy or trying to work with me, trying to make things better, putting the effort in, being vulnerable when need be, showing me that you cared, showing me that, I fit in your world, or why, so get what I'm saying? Some of you, you could have a really good guy comes in, maybe that would require a little bit of patience, but this is not something that can be avoided. Like, for instance, my friends, you know what I mean? Like, Spirit's like, ultimatum, you can't live this way. Now you're tearing shit up. You're taking control of the masculine energy because they don't know how to take control of their energy. So there can be some domestic violence peaking this month, unfortunately. They're not domestic. There's no violence like that, but it just pulled me to when I first started reading tarot, and it was this deck, and we did it, I think it was the devil that came out, or the tower. We did a reading, and what I channeled regarding domestic violence was shocking. It was the first time I ever experienced it. Those who have been with me with a long time probably remember. Like, it was a little cycle, okay? Regarding this energy, we have the World, the Ace of Cups, and the Queen of Pence. Something's over, self-love, Eight of Cups. But this is going towards the right person. This is being with the right person. I'm looking at the depiction, guys. Now look how beautiful this is. Not that saying it has to be that way, but look at him nurturing her. Right? Like, this is the energy. Somebody from your past might be coming back around, coming back together with this particular Eight of Cups. Intimacy, vulnerability, trust, compassion towards each other. Here, this is like something kind of like starting or ending because of that lack. And it's like almost like here too, like, fuck it, I'll take care of myself. Go ahead and stare at my toes. So again, yeah, be careful for domestic violence. Take yourself out of it. Easy and send them down, guys. I get it. But it came through, so there's, I know my friend, she doesn't typically do that, but she just lost her shit and broke the handle off the door, kicked the dashboard, like lost her shit. Because it's been like 6 days where he's just like, I don't know what I'm going to do, and making her feel this way. And it's like, what the fuck? I thought you were my person. We were just about to get married. Like, we were just about to buy a house. Like, I moved you in with my kids. Like, so it's like baffling. And he's lost. He's like, he really thinks she cheated. But he had already had that paranoia. Do you get what I'm saying? It was already there. Months ago, he counted 5. Came back, whatever it was, still 5. They went on however it went, like, I don't know, and now there's only 4. But she also has 2 teenage boys. Get what I'm saying? And they could be lying about taking a condom. Because first of all, they shouldn't be going through their mother's shit, right? So what teenage boy is going to own, yeah, ma, sorry, I took a condom. Well, what the fuck are you doing with a condom when I'm not in the house? What were you doing, right? What teenage boy is going to fucking own that shit? So instead of believing her and not like being like, of course the boys would lie, it could happen, right? He would just rather not believe her. But see, that's his own fear of her cheating on him because of the pain he felt in a previous relationship. So now he's projecting that onto her. You get what I'm saying? And then now she's like, is that him like finding a way out? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, it's not really like that either. There's an easier way out. That's not what he's trying to do. So, because now, because of where he's at, she's all just as fucked and fluttered. So it's not cool. So some people are gonna have to do that ultimatum. Then get the fuck out then. I don't want you, like, I don't want you, I don't need you. Like, it's just that simple. And this is gonna be very disruptive like this. If you have an ex or you're dealing with an ex-husband or wife or somebody you had a connection to, this is where the Five of Swords is gonna come into play. I don't know why, it's just what I'm being told. Okay. Hostility. I don't know if this is gonna be projected towards you with somebody new or somebody you were talking to. Possibly. Because this is energy of being triggered. So you're going to be triggering the fuck out of people, whether you know it or not, and not even intentionally. There's a lot of paranoia here. Do I do it? Do I not? Do I vulnerable? Do I try? You know what I mean? It's exactly what they need to experience, so it's beneficial for them. Because a spiritualist is not going to come back around and say, here's my tit. It's just not a thing. Not going to take care of your ass when she's not getting anything out of it. It's just not a thing. Okay? So, she's done with you sucking on her tit. Right? Is any men out there watching? All done sucking on tits. Okay? Time to wipe your own ass. Pull your shit together. And start trusting somebody. That's why in that read, it's pulling me to either all in or out. Just because you're all in doesn't mean you gotta fucking move in with each other and get married and do this and all crazy shit. It's just, there's no fucking in between. You're gonna give it your all, or you're fucking not. Don't overthink that shit either. If you gotta overthink that shit, sorry. So in the midst of all this happening, and us women feeling the energy, but it being more of like a seductive energy for us, like there might be some sexual aggression on your end, or I don't know, you might start dating, definitely more playing. Some of you might have little rendezvous. I'm telling you, because this energy, you're feeling that feminine energy, so you're gonna be fucking all over that shit. If you have like a friend, you're gonna be all over that shit every second you can. It's like, open the flood, open the gates. You open the gates, okay? And then it's like, all right, I want to hit you up real quick. Or it's gonna be a surge of sex or masturbation. But yours is projected in a more powerful way. So people who don't typically hook up might hook up here. Because it's, that one person says the right thing to you and a man comes along and they're in tune with these lunar energies, it's on. And if you're with somebody, you're not going to cheat. You probably just either have more sex if it's kosher. But if you're hearing at this read and you like my friends, you're not having sex. And here's the thing too, sex came into that conversation because she wanted, like a month or so ago, she's like, we're not having enough sex, this and that. She's got a high sex drive, and he should have one too for his age. So it was actually a thing. So he actually took that too, what she had said, and tried twisting it on her again because of his paranoia. So some of you guys are going to be in tricky fucking ass scenarios with accusations and certain shit. So the best you could do right now is tell the truth. You're going in a new direction, tell them what direction you're going in. You either want to be with them or you don't. Like don't flutter around shit here. It's it's going to be a lot worse if there's mommy issues here. Because they're going to be spending more time with the masculine side, the dad, the uncles, the cousin, the masculine, the boys, running their mouth. Oh, yeah, tight pussy. Stupid shit like that. Okay? That's what you can expect for somebody that wants to keep dominating their masculine side because they think it's cool, because they think they're cool. Okay, so fucking immature. It's like the fact that I even mentioned that was like disgusting. That men think that's fucking cool. Anywho. Telling you. Yeah, the friends with Bennies are coming into play here for some people. Others of you might become closer with somebody in a relationship. You got that new energy coming in, somebody that can nurture you. This is no time to fuck around. And this is like, this can be even more of a problem. I wouldn't go to like an old friends with benefits situation, because they're just going to dismiss everything that they already dismissed when you stopped being friends with benefits. You get what I'm saying? You're just going to stop and slow down that process. But this energy is going to only want you to touch them. Do you see the dilemma? So some of you guys, this will completely push people out of your life and bring new people in. Others of you, it could bring two people back together. Others of you, it's again can be a complete breakup. This is definitely a chaotic time of transits. And in one of the reads yesterday, not yesterday, or the last few days, I was like, Spirit wants to slit her throat. I could not. I was fucking shocked what I saw. Shocked. Like, off with the head. You know what I mean? And look at a siren. And I just talked, and I never hear sirens around here, ever. We just talked about domestic violence, right? So I'm telling you, like, this energy is no joke. If two frequencies aren't meshing, don't even bother. You'll be wasting your own time, energy, getting triggered left and right. That's probably why all the suspicion was coming in. Somebody thinks you're dating or sleeping with somebody else. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. But here's the thing. Take action. It's time to communicate. Got to be honest with certain things, right? So this energy is going to go down all different ways for different people. It's unpredictable is how it's being told to me. It's very unpredictable. You could go, but you could also have like energy that all of a sudden is very gentle because they want to explore that side and they don't even know why they explore that side. Well, it's because of the transits, and it's the Chiron and the Igea and the Lilith all playing a role right now, and the Lunar, the eclipses. So we have a lunar eclipse this month, a partial lunar on the 25th. And this talks about eclipse and transits. It can be a very fortunate time for you guys in the last couple weeks of October. Could be lots of like love making instead of like bang, 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 bang. You know what I mean? Being more gentle, because I feel like something's being taken down a notch here, like with the energy we saw with the cards. You know what I mean? Maybe more romantic. So again, it's going to come in different ways for everybody. This is just a heads up. And some of you, like, that sexual energy won't be there either because you're not turned on by somebody's behavior. So again, guys, this can go in so many different directions. I'm not shitting you. One day you could wake up and be like, oh, I never thought I'd want to do that. But like I'm telling you, it's like, okay. But this looks like somebody's like, with the previous read that we did with the weekly energy, it looks like somebody is definitely taking care of their past, cleaning up their past to have a new future with some people. And there is a new contract. You just don't know about it yet, but it's there. It's set. It's an experience you're going to have whether you want to have it or not. Some of you is people from the past, you absolutely know with the power of love. Or it's going to be that new energy of the Knight of Pence. Or this is somebody you know who this is, who we're already referring to. But with the masculine energy, if you're wondering why they're all like, well, like you go into a bar or something, like, I'm telling you, go into the store, you can smell the masculinity. It's disgusting. It's not a turn on for women. So a lot of men might get rejected in the next 4 to 6 weeks as well. There might be a lot of rejection because it's just not, it's doing nothing for women. We'd have more fun finagling our own fucking clit than for somebody else trying to fucking find that clit. Get what I'm saying? You might have zero interest. Somebody might be a complete fucking turnoff because of their behavior. Or even their posture, their stance. You know what I mean? Could just be like, and you think that's attractive? And the other energy absolutely thinks it's attractive, which is even more disturbing to you. But then men don't want to be vulnerable because they think women aren't attracted to that. Like, again, it's how they were raised. It's unfortunate. You have to be in alignment or working on alignment in your frequency in order to even ascend. So I don't know how this is gonna play out. The reads for every reader that came out yesterday with dreams, but the dreams were all fucked up. It was attached to fucking paranoia. But again, I expanded awareness. Don't underestimate a fucking dream either. Okay, this could have something to do with manifestation too. That's that Neptune. But you got to be careful because Neptune also rules delusion. It's drugs. It's alcohol. When it comes to love. Coping mechanisms. Oh, I'll just drink. Oh, I'll just do this. Oh, it's anything to escape and avoid, right? So this is more like, it feels like from the read the other day, it's more like nightmares. But it's also trying to fill you in too. Yeah, see, having dreams regarding the Queen of Cups, but the Queen of Cups is reversed, not loving, not giving, not sharing the heart with the Five of Swords. Yeah, see, like competition, can't be bothered. There we go. One night stand, friends with benefits. So they're being haunted by their own paranoia. I just said this. They're being haunted with their own paranoia. Why? Because they treated you this way. So if they treat you like fucking garbage and they don't want to give you more of what you need, because you need compassion and sensitivity, coming in as the Queen of Cups, loving. You wear your hat on the sleeve, right? So it could be narcissism, manipulation, arguments. But this is like having a fear that you don't love them, you're not giving your heart to them, there's no sensitivity, you're out, you're looking for new friends with benefits. Eight of Swords. Like, they're restricted. So you could be giving your love elsewhere. Why would you give your love and stay in a Five of Swords situation? Because that's what you were doing. It's very clear. And now they're having nightmares, or their dreams are telling them somebody else is fucking coming in because you didn't do what you needed to do. It could be a hard lesson learned too, guys. Let's not forget, Saturn's playing a big fucking role here. Okay? But this is their own paranoia of that energy is just going to break my heart. I know she'll break my heart. I know I know she's just emotionally manipulating me. So see what I'm saying? Let's see what else it has to say. These are people that need to face their fears and let go of things that don't serve them. Emotional healing, that came out the other day too. This is being at the end of emotional healing though, so that's great. That's when that new energy was coming in. But this is like, oh, see, I just saw a card of like the Seven of Swords, but it's not the normal Seven of Swords. It's like when two people sleep together, after one person has cheated, it's never the same. It's really not. There's a lot of pain and hurt from something involving infidelity. And that's the Seven of Wands reversed. So that's good. That's being more vulnerable. Eight of Wands, communication. So this is what's shifted. But the damage has been done. Is kind of how you go about, it's kind of about how you go about what happens next. Six of Cups, though, is like the mirroring image. Like, oh, somebody is with somebody else. Or, yeah, see, this is somebody that's, guards are going to come down. But it could just be because there's paranoia. But to me, this is somebody who really misses that loving, nurturing energy, kind of two peas in a pod type thing. We have the Knight of Pence and the Ace of Pence. So this is the opposite energy, right? The Knight of Pence usually comes in slow, but in this particular deck, it's handing her a lime, right? So it's not ripe, it's not ready, but it's somebody who sees a future and somebody who has potential, but that's not going to cut it. There's nothing solid here, especially with the Ace of Pence reversed. It's like offering you a sour apple or a poison apple. Get what I'm saying? So you might be a little weary here in regards to how this comes in, because they might act like that they're giving like that type of vulnerability, or or they gave that before. They're kind of telling me that too. So they gave somebody in their past that vulnerability and it didn't pan out. But again, that's them projecting their own fears and thinking it's going to happen again. You're a different person. So this is more of like, because you would be the opposite. You would be the healing energy. Let's Marvin Gaye and get it on, or the sexual healing. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, I can keep going and going. It's just going to speak of what we discussed. It's just going to keep giving us the same example. Let me see. Love and devotion just came through too. But there is a nice shift coming in, because I just heard the power of love. Not everybody is gonna be a disaster. Right, so we got the Phoenix, the Golden Mirror. The Mirror, this is a new phase, a rekindle, a transformation, a changed mind. But we also have self-absorbed, narcissistic energy, one-sided relationship, self-bombing, taking a chance, not showing their hand, gambling, happiness, joy, expansion, enjoying each other, a breakup, a separation, stopping the pattern, silent treatment, mirroring each other, old wounds, trauma. So there's some beautiful energy here. Okay, so making healthy, you got the Paradise, the Phoenix, Paradise, and making healthier decisions, right? A new phase, a rekindle, transformation, growth mind, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, and enjoying each other, making better choices in life, self-care, being happier. One-sided relationship, breakups, abandonment, silent treatment, being strategic, not showing their hand, karmic relationships, turmoil, letting go, and trauma wounds. So again, somebody is taking their past relationship with a feminine energy, whether it was a mother or a wife or an ex-girlfriend, kid's mother. They're taking past trauma wounds, okay, and they're projecting it into this. This is what can be beautiful with Jupiter and Fortune, as long as there's a little vulnerability, more compassion, and like really going for it, really giving somebody your all, really trying to push through this shit. Because if you don't, and you try to plan it out, like let's do this then, and let's take it slow and do this. If there's one fucking boundary, ladies and gents, you can't flow. So if somebody has that much fear, it just is not going to work right now. Like that relationship between my friends, it's just not going to work right now. It's just not. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, for instance, with kids being involved. Oh, when I feel more comfortable for you to meet the kids, or when I feel like he's old enough, or whatever the case will be. No. First of all, after so many years, it has nothing to do with that. That's you projecting your own fear and not wanting to mesh families in certain situations. It's your own fear of being hurt. So if somebody comes at you with shit like that, even though it seems true to them, I know exactly, even though it seems true to them and it seems like the right thing to do, that's a blockage. That's somebody putting up boundaries. So you cannot flow when somebody is already putting in fucking restrictions. Do not waste your time. You're either all in or you're fucking out. That's it. You're all in or you're completely out. And again, all in might be scary, but it's not scary, especially if it's somebody from your fucking past and there's unconditional love. You suck it up, you put the effort in, and you see where it goes. If you're gonna put timelines on things and throw projections out there, no. You cannot flow. That's somebody still trying to control how something goes. Nope. Fuck you, go suck on your mother's tit. Inner child. There you go. Trauma wounds. Trauma wounds, trauma bonds, no self-love. Okay? I'm telling you, it's going to be on the struggle bus for a little while, guys. I'm going to do a quick one with these and then wrap this up. That doesn't seem like a boundary. I'm just giving you a prime example. It does not seem like a boundary to that person. But what they don't realize is that they're just hiding their own fear because they don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to be hurt. Well, with this energy, they have to take that chance. All right, well, I have this beautiful feeling. It's love. Why not go for it? Well, because that person chooses fear over love, right? So you can't, it's not, that thinking is not rational. It seems like it might be rational for them. They think it's rational, but there's nothing about that that's practical, especially if this is somebody from your past. Say you dated for 2 years or a year. You guys never met the kids, but somebody wants to come back around. The fuck out of here. And then what? Are we just friends in front of the kids? Are we allowed to kiss? Because now you're putting me in a position where I can't truly be me. That kid is going to pick up on that shit. Do you get what I'm saying? So do not put yourself in that situation. If you can't be carefree, it's not like you're going to go above and beyond and hang over this person and nurture them. And here's my tip why their kids are in front of you. Like, that's how paranoid somebody is. So if they can't suck it up and go all in, do not bother talking to any of this energy until mid-November. Some of you, it's going to be March, early April, when Mars is done going direct. When Mars goes direct again, okay? So I'm telling you, it is what it is. And some of you are going to come together soon, or you're going to have somebody new. So don't even stress it. Just, just remember, if somebody's like, I want to flow, I want to make this work, but there's boundaries, you're already stopping the natural flow. So take yourself out of the scenario. The Fool reverse, but be careful because there's a snake lingering around somebody. King of Cups reverse, Three of Wands. Look at, that's not even equal to me. Say, come here, baby, I'll take care of you. But it's like, really? Very dominating, controlling. Somebody could be at a distance right now, or it's just the visions they're having. I can't really see that being patience right now. But there's a snake following this new journey, so somebody's going to want to come back in or make something right or apologize. Imagining this very Neptunian energy right there. Aries, Pisces, Aquarius. The Knight of Wands with the Ace of Wands. But see, this is a one-night stand. Every tarot reader will tell you this is a one-night stand. Getting your shit taken care of. Somebody could be at a distance. This could be phone sex. This could be somebody, a dominatrix. You might have a dominatrix come into your life. You never thought that would happen. You might have one. You might be into it. You might not. This is somebody that's afraid they're going to do you dirty or afraid to fall in love. But they see you in the future, but they'd rather keep you as a side chick. It's kind of what this is saying. Or this is somebody saying, this is definitely what it's saying for some people. And then others, it's basically saying, yep, well, this is what they're doing. They're fucking somebody else. And in other cases, it's, yep, that's what's happening. Because anybody who has the shit together is not going to accept lack. You can tell them you're insecure and you're not that secure and this and that. You can tell them you have a hard time being vulnerable. Spiritualists are not fucking idiots. But if you don't work towards it and you just want somebody to accept that, it's not going to be a spiritualist. They're not going to accept anything less than synergy. The same energy being reciprocated. Not when you feel like being the King of Cups. Not when you feel like being the Knight of Wands. You are going to get hit up by an Aries, Aquarius, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, possibly Aries, Leo, Sag. I don't have Earth here, but it doesn't matter. This is a one-night stand. Somebody from a distance is absolutely hands down thinking about you. But this is also somebody who cheated on you and betrayed you with the Ten of Swords. This could also be somebody of your past. They hurt you, or vice versa. Right? Because you see them, somebody's with a new lover. But with the Knight of Pence here, this is shady as fuck, and you better watch your drinks. You better watch your fucking back. Somebody that comes in solid, but there's nothing solid about them. So I don't know what this is really trying to say here. Okay, somebody could have cheated. There could be some infidelity, or this is you and there's a new partner, because this is very exciting energy. This is like longing for somebody sexually too. This is very satisfying. Okay, and the Fool is very exciting. somebody loving but yet maybe dominant. This could be a very positive read too, guys. And this is at the bottom of the deck where it's like, you can say goodbye to that. You don't need to worry about that. So something might start off in a sexual way, or it might not. You guys might chit chat for a while, maybe even 3 months before you meet up. But by the time you meet up, you're going to want to be all over that shit. You're going to be all over that shit 3 weeks in. Never mind having to wait 3 months. Okay? So I can absolutely, hands down, read this different ways. But it's almost like realistically, I can read this in a more positive way, but the stuff was at the bottom of the deck is kind of disturbing because it's like, this is somebody who wants back after they fucking betrayed you. So that's a tough one to swallow. That's a tough pill to swallow. It's that card that I saw in the beginning of this deck where people don't realize how much damage that's done. I've had that happen with my ex-husband, and things I'm telling you guys is it's never the same after that. It's just not. When someone betrays you like that, it's a tough one. And it really does depend on their circumstances. If you were dating, maybe a different story. It's still betrayal. But when you're in a commitment, it's kind of like a different story. But betrayal is betrayal. You can't justify any of it. That's the first card I saw, the Seven of Swords. That's like, I can't believe I slept with them. This is like when two people betray each other, or there's been some type of betrayal, but yet they try to hook back up. It's just not the same. I feel like that definitely happened. So again, I don't know how. Maybe you were just dating. Maybe you were friends with benefits and somebody hooked up with the past. I don't know how it is for everybody. I don't, but like, it doesn't look good. And it looks like it's more of this is all masculine energy too. It's like their fears, what they're projecting. Tell me about the Fool. Their worry. You know what I mean? But they can't be looking at you as a fucking side chick either. See, Strength reverse. That's not having shit under control. Weaker energy, not being brave, letting their addictions get the best of them. The Emperor reversed with the King of Cups. This is somebody that's very controlling, thinks they deserve to sit on the throne. Very domineering. There is some type of mutual connection, but there's also lessons that are not being learned in this situation. Something here is not successful. Tell me about the Three of Wands. Judgment reversed. Maybe they waited too long to make a judgment call and the ship is fucking sailed. Tell me about the Knight of Wands. Or maybe they treated somebody like a fucking side chick. Who wants to be intimate with somebody who's treated as a fucking side chick, unless you're going in like that. Seven of Cups reverse and the Justice reverse. Yeah, this was a very unjustified, shitty fucking situation. Even if you were friends with benefits, the way they handled it was shitty. Because there was competition, there was other people. It's a given. We just fed all that energy. Somebody even could have had a kid out of infidelity. Do you see what I'm saying? There was competition. So payback's a bitch, maybe. I don't know. But this was a situation with friends with benefits or hooking up. It was exciting. Hadn't seen each other maybe in a long time with the Three of Wands. But this is somebody who didn't have the courage to move forward. They dominated a situation, my way or the highway, or they get all fucking pissy or shut you down or, whatever makes them feel more comfortable, not making the right type of judgment when it comes to their future, treating you like a fucking piece of ass, even though what they want to say that they didn't. They had to have with justice being reversed. They had to have. They treated you like a fucking option with the Seven of Cups. They treated you like a fucking option, like you were a piece of fucking ass. Don't let them tell you otherwise. Okay? Who would want this friends with benefits back? Fuck this shit. Fuck you. I hope you're getting your karma. Like, friends with benefits, yeah, you may have an amazing penis, but guess what? If you're gonna put me in a situation like this, I don't need your penis. I'd rather fuck a complete fucking stranger and start fresh. Somebody 20 years older, 20 years younger, who fucking gives a fuck? At least it doesn't come along with this. So this is somebody that absolutely did you wrong with justice being reversed. Treated you like an option. With the Wheel of Fortune, with the Ace of Wands, yeah, now things aren't going in their favor. Queen of Swords reversed, pissed, guarded. Well, that's what happens when you stab me in the back. That's what happens. So now things are not going to go in their favor. They could get rejected. Two of Swords, that's because somebody was too indecisive. This ship has fucking sailed. So I don't know who needed that message, but this ship has fucking sailed. Why would anybody go back to that? It's a very unfortunate circumstance. Feelings and shit had to have been involved. Even if it wasn't feelings, King of Cups talks about somebody falling in love, though, but still trying to control, very dominating, right? It had to have been more than just a one-night stand. Else somebody wouldn't feel betrayed. You typically don't feel betrayed. When you go into a one-night stand, you know what the fuck you're going in for. You know what the fuck you want. You know what you're after. You're going to fucking own it and get it, or you're not. There's no fucking in between. But I didn't want it to be this way. Well, then maybe you shouldn't have sat on someone's dick without knowing a little more about them. So I don't feel bad for you fucking bitches out there that want to make fucking excuses. I ain't got no time for that shit. Okay? But this is one of those scenarios. There's no question where something got more intense or feelings or something, and they did you dirty and they treated you like an option. And now they're struggling because something didn't go in their direction. Like, oh my God, my dick and my dirty talk can't turn you on. What do you mean you don't want my dick? I don't want your fucking dick, dude. I don't want your dick. That's the type of reading this is. So again, it could be this person's paranoia. Oh, they must be sleeping with somebody else because she's got her guard up. It's not going in my direction. I'm fucking angry. I showed her a little love, but now I showed her a little affection, but it didn't fucking work. I gave her a little time. I distanced myself, but she didn't make the judgment call. No, motherfucker, you didn't make the right judgment call. Again, all in or all out. You don't got time for this shit. Because this is the King of Cups being here is somebody who wants a new start and somebody that does see a future with you and somebody who does want to be with you. But they want to act like, let's just do this. Let's go back to this. Fuck you. Been there, done that. I will find a new fucking penis to sit on. Thanks, though. Thanks. That's what this is. All bent out of shape that it can't go the way they want it to go. And on top of it, I guarantee this energy is like, well, why'd it have to change? Why things have to get all sticky? Like, why they like, this is what it was. Well, that's what it was 3 years ago. That's what it was 3 months ago, motherfucker. Shit changes. Okay? This is somebody who wanted to keep you real nice and like, you know, we can have this. This is wanting to do everything that people in a relationship would do, but they don't want to make it official. They fucked you over. They stabbed you in the back. They treated you like an option with justice reversed. In the Wheel of Fortune, karma. This is someone's karma. This paranoia and all this, karma. And yeah, somebody may come in and sweep you off your feet with the reading in the next month. The reading I just did for the week. In the next month, somebody very well might come in and sweep you off your fucking feet. Who gives a fuck? Who would want anything like this? I'd rather sleep. I'd rather sleep with a random person. This is me personally. Not that I'm looking for friends with benefits, but if I'm looking for that because I need that, can't imagine I would, but if I did, it wouldn't be this motherfucker. Why? So I can boost his ego some more? So he can be fed? You out of your flipping mind. I would go on a dating website before I jumped back into bed with this fucking energy. And this is an energy that wants something with you. They want long term. They want a fresh start. They want a clean slate. They do love you. They do see a future. But they want to keep you in fucking friend zone. The fuck? Ass backwards twisted motherfucker we got on the board right here. Go suck on your mother's tit. That's where you can go with this fucking reading. This is a straight up fucking moron. This is a prime example of that idiocracy, whatever that fucking word is that came in the other day. Seriously. It is so unfortunate. This person won't make a judgment call, won't step up their fucking game. Maybe because they know that's what you're waiting for them to do, so they want to hold something over your head. This person knows how to manipulate. They got away with it. They think they're a little fucking trickster. What they are is an immature piece of shit, is what they are, and how they fucking treated you. Just because you went in like that doesn't mean you can treat me like I'm fucking that person. Our frequencies fucking vibed. We made love. We had sex, whatever. And now you want to treat me like I'm that person? I'd tell this motherfucker to fuck off too. But the fact that karma's here in judgment and the emperor and the king, like this was something that was substantial. This lasted a while. This probably lasted more than 6 months. If this was only a couple month thing, then their karma that's coming in towards them has nothing to do with you. You could have been the catalyst and triggered it. But a majority of you, this is something that lasted more than 6 months. And it's very unfortunate because they can feel that sexual energy from the beginning of this read that I spoke about. But this is how they still want to treat you. And it's not going to cut it. This is somebody who absolutely sees you as a future. Somebody that wants a clean slate, but they're not being brave enough. Letting their addictions and demons get the best of them or their past. So King of Cups talks about somebody who's in love, but this is a very dominating energy. Things are not going their way, so they're pissy, right? Oh, maybe they need a little time or whatever. This is the future, but not making a judgment call, but can see you in the future. But again, this is somebody who's like, maybe I can lure them back in this way, or this is just what I want. So it's like they're not even being honest with you. This is somebody who wants a relationship with you. But instead of being in tuned and instead of being vulnerable, you're getting the fucking pufferfish. The fucking Camel Joe from fucking the Camel cigarette pack. You're getting what you don't want, nor do you deserve. And with Justice reversed, right next to the Wheel of Fortune reversed, karma's coming in for this energy. So maybe them having nightmares or you actually did move forward is part of their karma. Because they clearly treated you like a piece of ass. This is somebody that you did all the things that you would do like in a relationship, but yet would never make anything official. Okay? But it's because of their own fucking fears. You ask me, they can get over those fears all by their fucking self without you in the fucking picture. But again, if you go to the weekly read, guys, some of this person that wants to come back and that's part of your story, they are cleaning up their past. They are making things better because there's a lot of guilt and regret in how they treated you, and they're going to communicate that and speak to you, okay? And others of you, it's not going to happen. But a decision is definitely going to be made with a promise. You're going to have to make a judgment call. And others of you, it's the new energy coming in. And others of you, be careful. It's just somebody who remembers you guys having great sex and wants a piece of fucking ass. But if that's what you're out for, then so be it. But it's very fertile energy, so be safe. If you ask me, I wouldn't. It's tough. You're going to do what you want to do according to the energy. Just be safe. Because you want to be careful when you're meshing energies, right? And there needs to be healthy boundaries here in order to have clarity. So this is kind of like spirit saying, you kind of got to watch out for those red flags. Are you having that compassion? Do you see it? If they have animals, do you see that compassion that they have towards animals? Because how somebody treats their animal says a lot, guys. I literally dated someone once who had a cat, and they're like, oh, take her, I don't want her, blah, blah. And it literally makes me think differently of them. It really does. Because I'm such an animal lover. And it's like, I know it can be frustrating in certain situations, but it's like, Jesus, you took the cat on, but then, oh, you only took it on because the kid wanted it. Like, so that's a red flag right there too. Okay. So Judgment and the High Priestess. Looks like you're going to have to make a judgment call regarding this energy. Whether there's definitely energy coming in regarding this reading. It's just a matter of how it comes in for you. Okay. Again, I can't really give you advice here like that in regards to your own sexual energy, because I could be all over the place with sexual energy. I'd be like, I don't gotta touch that motherfucker, and next thing you know, I'm fucking all over that motherfucker. Okay. So just I'm gonna give you my advice when it comes to spirit's advice, but it doesn't mean we always listen to that advice. Right? But you have to have the awareness. If you do something like that, there's consequences to that too. And I think everyone's in a good headspace where you don't want to deal with the consequences. And I think a majority of my ladies are in the headspace where nothing about this energy is a turn on right now. When there's no vulnerability and there's no communication and there's no effort, like, that's not a turn on. Your stance, what you're trying to project, is not a turn on. Right? Maybe at first when you're dating or whatever, like, you're going to feed their ego because it's only going to benefit you in the bedroom. Us women are not fucking idiots. We will feed you. I will fucking feed you. Believe that. I will feed you. But after so much time and you want to still give that same persona, that shit gets old. You don't know how to reciprocate. You don't know how to tease. You don't know how to feed. I'm out. Knight of Cups reverse and the Knight of Swords. Yeah, see, this is somebody who kind of wants to play. But that's also emotional. That's also manipulation. But be careful, because the neighbors might be watching, or somebody's watching somebody, or this person could videotape you. I haven't had that message come out in a while. The Ace of Cups here, this is somebody who's in love, deep feelings. With the Ten of Pence here, this is somebody who wants to dominate for a long time. So you got to be careful there too. Yeah, see the Emperor there reverse with the High Priestess reverse. I don't know if they're trying to outwit you. I don't know. Don't go into anything and think you can change somebody, because nobody will change unless they want to change. You can change somebody by them coming to you and be like, wow, you made me a better person. Right? But it's not like you can't go in and change somebody. It's just not a thing. Like, if anybody wanted to change me to suit them, I don't care how magical your dick is. I will manifest a new magical penis. Okay? So be wary here. Again, yeah, see this. This is like a emotion. There might be some crying. Very emotional, being in love. But somebody's still trying to dominate something long term. Unless, I mean, these are fetishes here. Unless you like that, then it might work for you. But it's not working for the other energy with the Emperor being reversed. Get what I'm saying? So, and they're either videotaping you or somebody's watching you in the house or workplace or wherever you're playing. I'd be real careful here. I don't like that energy. Somebody is definitely watching. To me, it's not porn. There's something, it could be coming in. It might come to light in the month of October. Somebody could have saw something. I don't know. Meeting somebody new, getting them back out there, dating. So yeah, so this is just going to tell me. So some of you might like this, but somebody's going to be watching you. So be careful. Make sure those curtains are shut because this is quite the sex life. There could be a camera that was hidden in your house when somebody cleaned. It could be a mirror in a hotel room. Be careful here, guys, because this is definitely a new sex life. If you're in a hotel, all I see is that mirror, double-sided mirror. Like, just be careful. I don't think this is somebody recording. This is not you guys recording each other. This is something being recorded. This, for some of you, is an emotional reunion. It could, like, emotional reunion here. Like somebody maybe letting their guard down, but probably not. But again, you never know. Sabotage, rebuilding, working on it. Cupid's arrow, have faith. The love is coming. Surprise invitation, meeting. But right now, there could be some hesitation or things need to be revealed. But right around the corner, like it says, the Eight of Pentacles is upright. So something's coming. This is either the new person or somebody from your past coming in. You do need to be careful here. If you're traveling or going to a hotel or even in the house or you're playing, this isn't like, let's set up a camera. Tell me this Knight of Swords. It's not. It's like, there could be like a crazy jealous ex here, stabbed in the back, heartbroken, shocking attack, deception. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like, be careful. Somebody might want to get you, I don't know, of charge it. Like, be careful here. This almost reminds me of the reading during the week that somebody coming in or somebody you're meeting, right? You might be dating somebody when they're in the midst of finality, finalizing a situation. Others of you, it's somebody brand new. But be careful because there's that energy once again. I don't know if they're trying to frame somebody or if it's just like, no, say you're married. This would be like somebody getting a private investigator, them taking their own pictures and try to get you on adultery or something. It feels like somebody's trying to frame somebody. All because they're jealous and hurt. That's why I'm saying, like, if there's children involved, this is why I gave you all those examples. Because somebody would be like, all right, and they might not even be honest with you, but they go, I don't want to get the children involved until like the divorce is final. You never know if somebody's gonna flip a switch. You know what I mean? But like that woman already fucking knew about you. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're just gonna create boundaries, plan B is gonna come in. Spirit don't got time for this shit. And my women right now don't got time for that shit. They want to play too. You think this energy, like this is perfect energy for us. It's very feminine energy. It's very nurturing. A woman will take care of you, that make love to you, that they'll know how to like be dominant with you or more submissive. Like, trust me, like this is a great energy for sex in the next 4 weeks. So even 4 to 6 weeks. Has a lot to do with Venus and Pluto too, which is going into Scorpio, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, careful if somebody wants to put boundaries up because something's not finalized. That's just not going to work. And I think they're lying to you about it too. Like, oh, I just want to do it when somebody's ready. Nah, it doesn't work that way. That's you lying. It's also letting your fears project, but it's also you lying. So you got some tricky energy here too, guys, because it's like that whole sabotaging, but wanting to rebuild. You know what I mean? You know, maybe someone's not your type. Maybe this is like a hopeless romantic, and oh, I want to make love. I want to make love right now, right now. And right here, it's like, well, I just want you to take care of me. I just want to fuck. Can we fuck? I mean, you're even throwing an emperor off of their fucking game. This is somebody who absolutely knows what they want in bed. This is somebody that's like, I want it like that one time, and I want it like that another time. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, so I'm telling you that the energy is a little unsteady, you know. So if you don't have clarity, keep your distance, guys. And I just heard free will. So spirit's gonna let you get entangled with whatever it is you choose to get entangled with, because it's time for everybody to go in certain directions. So you go ahead and get entangled with what you want to entangle. You know best. So you're either gonna get karma or you're gonna get dharma. All right. Sometimes you learn the hard way because of impulses or whatever the case may be. But it's all meant to go down the way it's going down when it goes down. Okay. So I'll be back in a little while. Kids are gonna get off the bus soon. I got a shitload of text messages to get back to, that type of stuff. Okay. And then I will be on in September. I'll be on in September. Holy shit. I'll be on to do Sagittarius later. Something from September is rolling back around. And my next read I would do would be Sagittarius. So something that went down in September is rolling back around in October for my Sagittarius. I don't know what that is. But I said, see you in September. I'll be gone till November. And then it's kind of throwing me to Wycliffe. So you might know, someone might be gone till November because of something that happened in September. I mean, but somebody could have went away on vacation, or somebody, you know, could have been out of the country for 6 weeks taking care of family. Like, who the fuck knows? Maybe they were supposed to come back in October and it gets postponed to November because I said I'll be back in September. But then again, it pulled me to Wycliffe. I'll be back in November. I'll be gone till November. I'll be gone till November. January, February, March, April, May. So we shall see. Interesting. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you in a little while. Probably a couple hours. But I don't know. I'll see you though today. Love you guys. You're very welcome. Bye.